YouTube, y'all like, comment, subscribe, man. We finna get right to this video, man. I'm finna react to this video, man. It says Vanessa and Ed. I don't know the names. Fuck it. We just finna go on the title. Bisexual and a straight relationship being bi. We finna just see what's going on. Y'all see the thumbnail. We finna click it. Like, comment, subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all know I'm gonna keep it 1,000. And let's just hear what they got to say. Let's get right to the video. And plus, I want to see what's going on. I never really hear about people speaking on certain topics. So let's get it. Oh yeah, they some freaky leaks. Look, this right here, yeah, they some freaky leaks for sure. Freaky leak alert. My radar going off.
With a discussion about a topic that you don't hear about all the time. What do you do if you identify as bisexual, but you find yourself in what outwardly appears to be a heterosexual relationship? A 2013 Pew Research Center study found that of people who identify as bisexual and in a relationship, 84% of them are in a relationship with somebody of the opposite sex. So they appear to be in a heterosexual relationship. We'll get back to a little bit of a note about that language in a minute.
Damn, that's crazy. I wonder why.
So that's like bi woman with a man or bi man with a woman.
Exactly.
Okay.
So there can be a lot of issues that come up when you're bisexual, but you're in this relationship that seems to other people to be a heterosexual relationship. So today we wanted to make a video that specifically addresses this situation.
So if you're brand new to our channel, then hello, we are Vanessa and Xander Morin. Vanessa here's a sex therapist, and we've been together for 30.
Hey, he married the right one. What? Look. He said, here is a sex therapist, and we've been together for 13 years. Oh, he good. And she might be bisexual or open-minded in general. Damn, cuz hit the jackpot. Sexual therapist. I'll be damned.
13 years.
And we are here to give you the tools, tips, and techniques that you need to create a truly extraordinary relationship inside of the bedroom and out. So if that sounds interesting to you, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now.
Great. So according to a UCLA study, 50% of LGBTQIA+ people identify as bisexual.
It's a huge percentage.
Yeah, I imagine bisexual among other things as well.
Yeah.
But despite bisexuality being so common, people who are bisexual are far less likely than their strictly gay or lesbian counterparts to come out as bisexual. And so that is from a 2013 Pew Research Center study. So this can lead to years and years of staying quiet about what feels like a really crucial part of your own identity. So when we were doing the research for this video, we found countless anecdotes from people who hid their bisexuality from their partners for years or are still hiding it from their partners. And we really want to try to help change this trend.
So let's talk about...
Thank y'all. Thank you.
About how to thrive as a bisexual person in a straight relationship. So first, let's get back around to talking about that language. A lot of people will say that these are heterosexual relationships because there's one man and one woman in it. But that kind of language actually erases the identity of the bisexual person. So we've learned to refer to these kinds of relationships as mixed orientation relationships. That way you're making it clear that it's not a straight relationship, even though there's a man and a woman in it. Like that person who identifies as bisexual, they still get to have that bisexual identity regardless of the specific gender of the person that they happen to be dating at that point in time.
Yeah, so in this case it's a person who's bisexual and a person who's straight, hence mixed orientation.
Exactly. You're breaking it down for me.
Yes.
In the super simple language. So what are the problems with being in a mixed orientation relationship? So the main one, kind of going back to what we just said about language there, is that a lot of people who are bi and in these relationships that seem to be straight to the outside world, it can feel like you're not fully being able to be true to your identity. Like,
we knew that, y'all, but y'all know over here we ain't moving like that. We gonna be ourselves. So
your bi-ness is invisible, because in a lot of ways it is, right? So it's really important for both you and your partner to honor and acknowledge your bisexual identity. You don't become a straight person just because you're in a relationship with someone of the opposite sex. You are still a bisexual person. So talking to your partner about how you feel, being open and honest about your experiences is really crucial. It's important for both you and your partner to acknowledge and honor your bi identity. Like, you want to be able to bring all of yourself to your relationship and have your partner see and love and honor all of you. So, of course, that brings up the question, what do you do if you haven't told your partner that you're bisexual? So, we think that this...
In my opinion, if you haven't told her, or, you feel me, it's because, you scared to lose her. Because your girl, most likely, if you scared to lose your girl because of that, in your head, it's a big possibility that your girl gonna leave you and that she's a follower. I'm gonna just be honest. Because most of the time, I ain't trying to talk y'all head off, bro, but when I was 21, bro, I had a girl, bro. She knew I was bisexual, bro, and we was still messing around after we broke up. It wasn't until her friends and her family start talking down on my name, she ain't like it, but she still was letting me hit that. If y'all get what I'm saying, if that makes sense to y'all. But right back to the video.
This is a really big topic that deserves its own entire video, so we can't give it complete justice here, but we did want to go over a couple of quick tips for anybody who's just starting to think about this question of like, ooh, yeah, maybe I should have this conversation with my partner. So the first is to make space for a proper conversation. Yeah. So tell your partner you have something important that you want to talk about. Carve out some time out of your schedule so you can really sit and have this important conversation uninterrupted.
Yeah, make sure you do it not like right before you go to dinner, right before you got to take the kids to soccer practice. Like, make sure there's space and time.
Yeah. And second, you can share it in the same sort of language that I was just talking about a minute ago, like telling your partner that you want to be able to share all of yourself with your partner. You want them to really know who you are. So it's this sense of, really like true intimacy, like having all of yourself be seen by your partner. I would also kind of gear yourself up to just acknowledge, like, this is something that deserves to be shared with your partner. It might feel a little intimidating or scary, especially if you've never told anyone this before, but you deserve to be fully seen by your partner. And then finally, I do want to acknowledge, bisexuality is something that a lot of people, unfortunately, are still very confused by. It's really not that confusing, but unfortunately.
In other words, y'all motherfuckers slow as fuck because it's not confusing. Y'all know what the fuck y'all doing. Y'all just choosing to live up to this dumbass double standard of being followed for the rest of your motherfucking life. And then complain that you ain't got no money because you want to keep working for 80 to 100 years and not break the cycle. I added the extra shit on.
Unfortunately, a lot of people are. And so sometimes partners can take their partner's bisexuality as like, oh, well, maybe my partner isn't really attracted to me, or I'm not...
Or, my partner is gay, or I don't think I can satisfy them.
Enough for my partner. You can try to preface this by just giving your partner that reassurance of, hey, just because I'm attracted to multiple kinds of people, that doesn't mean that you aren't enough for me. I want you to know this has nothing to do with you or our relationship. This is about me and my truth and me wanting to share that with you because you're someone that I care about. All right, so again, that is obviously a very incomplete guide to coming out to your partner, but we just wanted to share a few tips. So what if you already are out with your partner? In that case, we just want to say, don't forget to continue celebrating and honoring your identity. So you can celebrate your queerness however you want, but for example, maybe it's something like staying active with LGBTQIA rights groups, or watching LGBTQ films, or volunteering with organizations in your community. Whatever it is that makes you feel like you're still connected to that part of your identity.
All right, so what can straight partners of bisexual people do to be better allies to their bisexual partners?
The straight people will expect you to give them a million answers on why you're bisexual, how did you become bisexual, or how did you know what I'm saying? And some people don't be understanding, like, I be feeling like some of this shit was just in you. You know what I'm saying? Some shit just, you know what I'm saying? If you, I know I keep saying I'm high out, but is y'all picking up what I'm putting down, bro? Like, I didn't choose to be, you know what I'm saying? Like, why do I gotta ask somebody to accept me damn near? Like, why do I gotta be allies with the straight folks? If you just don't understand, you don't understand. Cause you probably judge me anyway, but you faking it to my face like you really fuck with me, but you really trying to put in your head like, why are you like this? And I'm human just like you.
So, a couple tips. First, affirm your partner's identity as a bisexual person. I think, affirm it to them when they come out to you, or, from the very beginning of your relationship, if you're entering the relationship knowing they're bisexual, but also do it on an ongoing basis. I think, it's part of someone's identity, so you don't want it to just kind of be, lost over time. And if they do want to talk about it, make sure that they know that you are there for them, that you're always there to listen and try to better understand their experiences. Also, actively participate in the LGBTQIA community with your partner if that's something that they want you to do. It can feel really good to, for your partner, for both of you to be doing it, rather than it being like, oh, this is only a part of my partner's life. It has nothing to do with me, because you're in a partnership. Also, another thing to keep in mind is that bisexual partners often can be really objectified as overtly sexual or lustful, and bi women in particular, unfortunately, are really fetishized in porn and in the media. So it's really extra important that straight male partners, especially, don't just see their bisexual partner's identity as this kind of fantasy to be used for their own enjoyment.
I agree.
They are a real person just like anyone else, and the stuff in the media and whatnot is separate. It's not about your partner. So at the end of the day, I think a lot of this just comes back to respect and understanding of each partner's identity. So, make sure that you're regularly communicating about your partner's experience. Ask them if there's anything you can do to make them feel comfortable, and just be there to share their identity with them.
All right, so now we want to cover another circumstance that can crop up. What do you do if you find yourself feeling curious about your bisexuality, but you're in a committed relationship? So because there are so many bisexual people who don't fully come out as bisexual until they've been with a partner for a while, there are a lot of bisexual people who may not have ever experimented with same-sex partners, even though they are attracted to them. So again, we just want to clarify, like, there is this stereotype of bisexual people as being like hypersexual and that kind of stuff. We're not talking about that. We're not saying bisexual people just like cannot be satiated, but we are talking about the reality that this is this whole aspect of your identity that you may not ever have explored, but now you find yourself in this committed relationship and sort of feeling like, oh, what do I do here? So the first step would be to have a conversation with your partner about your shared expectations and boundaries in a relationship. So one of the questions that you might want to ask each other is like, is monogamy a shared value for us? So we definitely don't want to make the assumption that every single couple values monogamy or wants to have a monogamous relationship. There are plenty of people who don't, and that's perfectly valid. So, maybe your partner might be open.
Don't come around here if you ain't on no monogamy. I ain't doing no poly. That poly shit for fun. Monogamous shit when you really got the one.
To letting you experiment. There might be certain guidelines or boundaries that you guys could set around that experimentation, but there may be plenty of relationships that can happily make space for you being able to explore your bisexual identity. There might also be things like opening up the relationship so both of you are free to explore your identity. Maybe you come out to your partner as bisexual and they actually end up coming out to you as bisexual.
I was just going to say that too. Yeah, I think a lot of us just really default to monogamy in our society without really questioning, is that something that we are really wanting to explicitly sign up for on an ongoing basis? So it is okay to have these discussions over time. It's not like you've said you want that once and your preference is not allowed to ever change.
Yeah. We also want to say, being bisexual and in a committed relationship, it doesn't mean that you have to open up the relationship in order to fully express your sexuality. So maybe things like, just spending more time with other mixed orientation couples or engaging more in the LGBTQIA plus community could feel good to you, like going to more events together. Maybe it's even things like watching porn together, watching more bisexual or lesbian or gay porn. That could feel, intriguing to you guys too. So we're not not saying that any of these things are going to take away that curiosity, but maybe it's just a way to feel like you're at least engaging with that aspect of your identity, even if you're not physically taking action with it.
Yeah, I think it can be really good to just explore these ideas of things that you can do, because a lot of us just quickly go to this black and white thinking of, oh, I never explored this stuff. Oh shoot, well the only way I could ever do that is if I was in an open relationship, which can't happen because we've totally signed up for monogamy, or the only other way is like we would have to break up. And so it's easy in that context to forget about these other options that we have available to us.
Yeah. And finally, I just want to say, like, it's okay to feel a sense of grief. If you are in a long-term committed relationship, you're thinking, you know what, this is my person, monogamy is important to me, I'm not going to explore my bisexual identity. There's a sense of grief that comes along with that, and it is perfectly okay for you to mourn that. It does.
You're just gonna be doing it alone. come back to me when you're done. When you back on monogamy, then come back. But nah, bitch, ain't no nah. We signed an agreement. Once I stuck this motherfucker in raw. Yeah, I'm a Libra. You can't play with me like that. We ain't doing all that. That's why I say I study myself, because I ain't having it. That's why we focus. We on the business.
Doesn't mean you're not with the right person, you're not in the right relationship, you're doubting anything.
We just gonna take a break.
Like, this is a very real and important part of my identity that I'm never going to explore, and I'm choosing that. I'm okay with it.
But I'm saying like that shit. I can't even talk. They talking about if they're in a relationship and somebody, you feel me, start exploring their shit. We just gonna take a break, in my opinion. I'll see your ass later on then or something. Like, we'll just. That's just, you feel me? Because we're not finna be in no monogamy, and then you motherfucking playing around with other people. I can't do it.
That decision, and I still feel a sense of
Maintenance just kind of morning. That should be blowing me, y'all.
grief around it.
And your straight partner may very well be able to relate on that, with just the sense of grief being in a committed long-term relationship that they won't get to explore with any other partners.
Yeah.
Again, that's something that all of us think about sometimes, and it is okay to grieve that, and that's something we can all relate with each other on.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, there truly is no right way to do relationships. There are so many healthy relationships that look completely different from what we've been taught to believe the right way is. So we hope you feel empowered to live your truth, whatever the hell that truth may be. Happy Pride.
So that wraps up our video on being bisexual in a mixed orientation relationship. If you like this video, please.
Y'all got them show some love, man. What y'all think about that topic right there? Y'all like, comment, subscribe. What y'all think about that? You know what I'm saying? They was using a lot of words, big words, whatever. Some shit I don't understand, but I peeped a little bit. Don't play with your boy. Y'all like, comment, subscribe, though. Ladies and gentlemen, ladies, I appreciate y'all following me on Facebook. I said Facebook. Instagram, playboyplay2_. Don't forget the 2_. Shout out to y'all. And you made it to the end of the video. Put y'all motherfucking opinions and statements and shit. What y'all think about that? Y'all think they were talking that shit? Let's be real. And see y'all later. Shout out to the ladies and gentlemen, ladies. See y'all later. Real talk.